Hey, Mister here with two fresh hit triples on this particular base and a fresh hit fail. So we faced this base 3 times in the same war. Obviously the defending clan thought it did pretty well, so they used it 3 times. It's a good logic, except if you triple it, then everybody knows how to triple the base if they follow the same plan. Now, yes, this base is not maxed weapons. We can see that for Town Hall 13. The scatter shots aren't maxed, the wizards aren't maxed. The eagle is. The archers, the cannons, everything is not a fully maxed Town Hall 13. So that we are going to take that into account, and we're going to also take into account that the attacker does have maxed troops instead. However, we're going to see, because we're seeing 3 attacks, you'll notice a Pekka's dropped on the right hand side, king on the left hand side, creating a nice little pathing for the troops to come in when it's time for the troops to come in. Jump spell is down, so we're going to want to get that queen to come in, take out the Inferno tower. The Ice Golem has distracted from damage that was possibly going to come onto the queen. Single Inferno is there. Queen's out to use the ability. Rage on the healers, keep it up. Now the siege barracks up the top right hand side. Now the rest of the troops come through. We're going to keep an eye on when Javelin Jenny gets dropped in, and there she is. So Warden first, so troops in, hogs and miners, then the Warden, then Javelin Jenny. She's backing up everything, she's behind everything. She does run faster than them. First heal used just on the other side of the scatter shot, so keep that positioning in mind of where the first heal was used. Second heal used around the King's Pad, or where the King's Pad would have been, at least I think that was the King's Pad. At a glance, it's hard to tell if it's the King's Pad or the Javelin Jenny pad. I think it was the King's Pad. You've got wizards pathing around the outside. Grand Warden's abilities used after the first 2 heal spells, so keep that in mind. First 2 heal spells, then the Grand Warden's ability used around near the Tesla farm, where there are 3 big bombs, 4 big bombs around that Tesla farm area. Still got a scatter shot to deal with, and the Queen. Last heal being used in the double bomb tower scatter shot area. A lot of DPS there. Still have the Town Hall to take care of. Javelin Jenny's now just thrown her shield. So where she has kept her shield up until all this time. Loads of miners left. She doesn't have enough oomph left to take out the double skeleton spell, double skeleton trap that was around the Town Hall. And this is why it's an anti-2-star base, because the idea is you'll either run out of time pathing around, or it will just take such a toll on all of your troops to path around that they'll run out by the time you get to the Town Hall. First triple on that base using that troop combo. Let's have a look at the other one. We've got 15 hogs, 15 miners, an ice golem, 5 healers, a Pekka and a loon. The loon is of course to trigger any bombs. Now yes, this base has even lesser weapons than the first one in terms of their upgrade strength, but the attacker is also has lesser heroes. Javelin Jenny's only level 5, so it's not quite just like people used to say, oh, that's just a Town Hall 9 with Infernos. No, if it's got Infernos, it's a Town Hall 10, but that was a comment that used to be heard sometimes when you were facing a slightly engineered or slightly rushed base. So Ice Golems come down as well. King has done his pathing, didn't quite get as much as before. Pekka has done its funneling up the top side. Now you can see when everything comes into the base, it's just, there's nothing to distract it to bring it outside of the base. So the King's Pad is roughly that area where the first heal was going to get used. You can see next to the scatter shot, so that other pad was the Javelin Jenny pad that I talked about in the previous attack. Queen coming in now, over the fence. Got the jump spell. Here comes the siege barracks with the wizards and everything. Now here come the hogs. Here come the miners. Watch for the deployment order. Got the Grand Warden still to come. And Javelin Jenny. So hogs and miners, Grand Warden, Javelin Jenny. She will then path behind all the hogs and miners. And we've got the heal spell used almost in the same spot, just after that scatter shot. Going past Javelin Jenny. We're going to have the second spell used in a little bit, not quite the same. So in this case, he's used the Grand Warden's ability to take care of the second hit, or that hit from the eagle, and then he's using the heal spell in the Tesla farm big bomb area instead. That way he knows everything is targeted. Now because of the slightly different funneling, The Siege Barracks Hogs came across and took out the Town Hall, but they also triggered the Skelly spells at the same time, and those Skelly spells have just taken out the Queen, which was attacking level 5 Javelin Jenny. She's just thrown her shield. She wasn't able to take out too much other stuff. She is going to go down in a second. She will deal with some of those Skellies though. And so now we've got the Expo, we've got an upgraded Archer Tower to deal with, upgraded Bomb Tower, and we've still got loads of Wizards and loads of Miners left. Last heal spell used into that high splash damage area with the Scatter Shot, Wizard, Bomb Tower, and the Queen is in there as well. And healers still up, giving some heal to the Miners. Going to take out the Inferno straight over to the Scatter Shot, inside the Scatter Shot's range, so the Scatter Shot's buggered. Now onto the Expo, and then we've just got a couple of things left. Base falls, same troop combo, same deployment method, almost identical. So it's obviously King on one side, Pecker on the other, and you can take out the base this way. Now we'll have a look at another fresh hit. Yes, we have to acknowledge that this particular fresh hit is dealing with a base that has maxed weapons, but we also have to acknowledge that the deployment and the troop selection is different. There's no jump spell into the base. There's 2 freeze spells instead, and there are 4 loons and 3 wall breakers instead of a Pecker. Also, because there's no funneling on the right hand side, when the Siege Barracks comes in to play, the Siege Barracks is going to start to get pummeled by the mortar, which means possibly a slight premature deployment of the Hogs and not as many Wizards out. Now, in this case, though, the King has been able to take out the Queen, so there is a plus. But we still have to deal with getting into the base. So now the Siege Barracks has come down, so that's 1 mortar shot onto the Siege Barracks. Second mortar shot coming, second mortar shot. Now, Queen's still not into the base yet, and she's going to have to deal. She's into the base now. So third mortar shot and fourth mortar shot. So the Siege Barracks has taken more damage than it should have. So we've got the Miners already down on the field. Now we've got Javelin Jenny. So she's gone way out in front of everything. And then the Hogs are coming in. So she's likely to get targeted first. There she goes. She's targeted by the Eagle. She's targeted by one of the Expos as well. So instead of her coming as a backup, she's leading the charge, and yet the Eagle and the Expo both had their sights locked onto her. Ability's been used. We've already used the Grand Warden's ability and 2 heal spells, and we're not even into that really heavy DPS area of the base. So we've got a different deployment with Javelin Jenny. Now, she did survive, and she's now pathed over into the Town Hall, but she's not going to quite get the Town Hall because it'll take her down. The Grand Warden has basically abandoned the Hogs, and he stayed with the Javelin Jenny at the same time. So that slight different deployment order, you let me know if you think that would have made a difference to the attack, or if you think the heavier weapons made a difference to the attack. I don't have an opinion on it. I've seen 2 attacks, one with slightly less heroes, one with upper heroes, both on slightly weaker bases, had good lots of troops left, but then we've got the slightly heavier base, but a completely different deployment method that may have been detrimental to the outcome of the attack. 14 seconds left in the raid, and that's it. So do please let me know what you think in the comments below, if you think the same deployment would have beaten this base or not. But I'm just showing you that not everyone meets max bases in the war, and if you don't meet a max base, then this particular method, the one that you just saw previously, that was the with 15 Hogs, 15 Miners, and the Pecker to help clear one corner and the King to clear the other corner, will defeat this base, as you've just seen. 2 slightly different attacks, but using the exact same overall plan of attack, both took out this base when it was at least a non-maxed base. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.